The Federal University of Transportation, Daura, which is one of its kind, not only here in Nigeria, but the whole of Africa, is a purposely built university. It's not such a university that somewhere somebody built or established a university. They say, okay, let's also build another university. No, it is a university purposely built to build capacity in the area of transportation. And when we say transportation, we mean the whole gamut of transportation. Air transportation, water transportation, surface transportation. When we say surface, I mean railway transportation as well as highway transportation, including logistics and supply chain, as well as transportation economics. When we say transportation economics, we mean that all those things that are associated with transportation in the water, also in the surface, all those things that constitute the economy of those areas are also included, as well as logistics, moving things from one place to another. Despite the fact that you transport such things, but also you need some associated logistics to carry out that efficiently. In addition, you also need to secure those areas, even air, which you don't need to see anybody with guns or somebody looking at that airways, but they are equally protected. That's why in certain times you hear that the airways of certain countries are closed. It means that at that time the security of that airways is being tightened. And another thing also is that the mode of transportations are different. So the way you will approach the security of air transportation would be different, the one you approach for highway as well as railway. So, and when you look at the Nigerian system, for example, the water, the railway, some people are seeing railway like a new thing. So no, it was here since before Nigeria, since 1890. So it means that we have started this railway transportation for long. But over time, the due attention to such a mode of transportation was not given due attention. As such, the capacity for human to manage and expand such mode of transportation was very low. At certain times, was even stopped. And as such, the workers, the trained workers, either left that area, or they died, or they naturally retired. And when the federal government wanted to revitalize, remodernize the railway system, they started from Lagos to Kano, a very huge contract, a very long line, and as such, they deemed it necessary that we need to go along with building the capacity of those people to manage that area. And as such, they need to establish an institution. At the beginning, they wanted to establish just an institution of railway. But at that time, the Ministry of Transportation was encompassing both the airways, the railways, the highways, as well as even the waterways. Therefore, they saw it is better to just establish a university of transportation. That's why the essence of establishing the university. And the idea was conceived since 2018 during the renegotiation on how to go about the remodernization of that railway from Lagos to Kano. And they say, okay, this company called CCECC, China Civil Engineering Construction Company, this huge infrastructure you are building, it's a mean huge amount of money in dollars. So what contribution are you giving to the host country? So this university started as a negotiated corporate social responsibilities. CRS is just like a donation. But in this case, this donation, it was a negotiated donation. Therefore, they say, okay, will give certain amount of money to contribute in building the university. However, we're not giving cash. We are a construction company, therefore give us land. Then we construct. And that's why they are given land, and they started construction. And also they said that we cannot start and finish the construction at once. No, the construction will be based on the payment of the contract. This means that if you pay us on time, we will finish this giving contribution on time. If you do not, if you stop, if for example, for any reason the contract is stopped, it means that our contribution will stop. So you see, that's why I say it's a negotiated series, whereby you will not just say, okay, donate this, or we are donating this, you take it or leave it. No. So as a result of that, even the company say, okay, since you are building, we will also need to survive the building. And as such, they also invited another company that was seeing the construction of that railway, called TEAM. This one is technical, engineering, architect, and marketing. Another multinational company that deal with consultation of all sort of civil, mechanical, electrical, whatever kind of engineering, as well as also marketing of a product. So it was giving also opportunity to survive. Interestingly, also at pro bono, because that company also is benefiting from that project, since it is the one surviving and is being paid. So that company also is giving its contribution. So you can see Nigeria made a deliberate effort to see that it fills that gap, whereby in certain cases this equipment, if you don't buy them in Nigeria, if you buy them from Europe, from America, or even from Asia, they don't come to the port with ease. But bringing them to ocean or even inside Lagos will be difficult. Why? Because of the problem of transportation. So that's why the deliberate effort to fill that gap, to make sure that the needed manpower is provided in the area of transportation. And so the university. And so far, so good. The university now, it is third year, and this university is also different from many other universities. It has an established act even before the commencement of the university. Many universities, you see, they will start, there was no any law guiding them. So this university has an established an act, gazetted, even before the commencement of the activities. So academic activity started only in January 2024. Now we are in January 2026. We have already admitted third set of the students, and we are doing very, very well. And let me inform people that Nigeria is doing very well about this. That's why for those who are using rail from Lagos to Ibadan, along the line, if they will start from Mobolaji railway station, along the line from Ebutimeta down to Monia in Ibadan, there are so many stations. Along the line, there's one important station, Professor Osimbajo, Yemi Osimbajo station at Katsayal. It's a huge station. That station is meant not only to accommodate passengers, but also to provide another services. In this case, wagon assembly plant. What we mean by that is that Nigeria saw it. What is there in wagon? You know, wagon, we say wagon, the coaches where people are sitting down. You know, rail has two engines, one at the front, one at the back. So along the line, you can have as many coaches as possible. So those coaches are just seats. So they say there's no need always to go back to China or any country to import such wagons. Let's start assembling. We can bring the materials, assemble, but was also the intention that over time we'll be manufacturing, so that we reduce the cost of importing such things, and also we build the capacity of expansion. That's why the university is giving the human capacity, and directly they will go there and produce such a needed component. That's one. And another thing is that now you see we're moving into the era of electric vehicles. So we need to also build capacity in that area. And not only that, we also have abundant mineral resources needed for battery, because all that you need in electric vehicles are batteries. That's all. That's a major component, and we have the lithium. So it means that we also need to build capacity of our people in the area of exploration of such things, as well as manufacturing of the batteries, maintenance, building charging stations and charging points, and also maintenance of the vehicles. Despite the fact that they are easy to maintain, but still you need to build capacity of those that need to maintain. So you can see the purpose of that building of that university is very huge. However, this is not coming with ease. It is coming with its associated challenges. I don't call it a problem, but challenge. And in anything you put forward, you should prepare to encounter certain challenges and how to surmount such challenges. At the beginning, this is an area whereby you hardly get experienced people to teach even in that area. For example, if you go around now looking for a professor of railway engineering, in the whole country will be very difficult, very few. A professor of maritime engineering, a professor of inland waterways. Remember, beside the high sea, we also have waters in the country. And that's why you usually have another challenge, more especially during the rainy season. You see boat mishaps right from Kebbi State at the extreme north to Bayelsa State at the extreme south. All these states where they have water. In fact, even last month, there was a problem in Yobe State. People think Yobe State is desert or Sahara land. But interestingly, it's a complex climate. You see some places muddy, some places you see sand. When you move, when the air blow, you will not see your footsteps. But also that area was water. In fact, bordering Yobe and Jigawa State. So even last month, there was boat mishap where over 30 people died because they'd all drowned in the night. It means that also we need people to build capacity for Nigerians to build boats, also to see how to move around those water bodies, as well as take care of also the water, because as you move, let me tell you, transportation is such thing that it comes with another challenge. As you build roads, as you build rail, it means you touch the environment. As you move, you also touch the environment by what? Producing carbon dioxide. By cutting the trees, sometimes even houses, to cut through. That's why sometimes it's very difficult to build. Go to where they are building the flyover. You see around the area, houses must be touched. Pay compensation. Sometimes compensation will not pay. It will not be enough for somebody to buy another house or to build another house somewhere, because before he gets the money and get another land, inflation has set in. So that's why we first head-on face that challenge of getting the manpower to provide the manpower we needed. And in this case, the first thing is to prepare what they call academic brief. Before NUC grant you any permission to start any program, you must produce academic brief. When we say academic brief, is those structures on how your university need to go. The courses, you can include even masters and PhD. But at the beginning, what do you want to start? And before you start, you must bring curriculum of those courses. So NUC already has what they call BMAS or CCMAS, minimum benchmark standard. So you build on it. But in an area where there's no such course, it means that even NUC doesn't have. So that's the first challenge to prepare such a document. It means there's no any guiding document that will help you to build in building your own document, in this case, our curriculum. However, we contacted different bodies, different people individually, collectively, within and outside Nigeria, to produce that document, which NUC used to grant us even to start the program. Another thing also to face the challenge was around Nigeria, students of 200 level engineering, specifically engineering and mechanical engineering, were selected through interview and sent to China and sponsored by that company, that's CCECC. So they did what we call 2+3. They spent 2 years here in Nigeria and they continue to spend 3 years in China. And they got the required knowledge in certain areas, specifically on railway. Because, you know, I told you what the concern that company was building the railway. And the parent company in China is China Railway Construction Company, CRCC. So when the first set of students, they came back in 2022. But you see, they went there, say in 2019, 2021, 22, they finished. They came back. And some, they even stayed behind to do masters, some even PhD. And we had a meeting with those students when they came back in Nigeria. We said, okay, even some, while before they finished, we had a meeting. Those who are interested in building career in academics, you know, you need to have passion to be in broadcasting. If you don't have that passion, whatever amount of money, whatever kind of training you'll be given, you will not perform. You say those who are interested in building academic career, let them indicate interest, and some of them indicated their interest, and they were so employed. So you see, we also fill that gap. And another thing is that sending staff to further their education in different areas, so that they build their own capacity, come back, build the capacity of those our students. So we are collaborating to build the needed capacity so that in the end, the growing population of Nigeria, we get prepared.